church, sitting, receiving, feeling nice inside, and going on with life. There's more to life than that. You were made for more. Jy het 'n roeping. Elkeen wat hier sit, het 'n roeping. Het 'n bediening om uit te leef. En Jesus begin die kerk, en die manier wat hy die kerk begin is, hy kry 12 vriende. Jesus picks 12 friends and he does life with them. And he shows them what a Jesus life would look like. He influences them, he teaches them, he practically shows them certain things. And then Jesus leaves. Because he gave each one of the 12 disciples a mission, a calling, a purpose to live by. And he had the trust in them to leave, to carry on with the job. En daai job is nou vandag ons job. En elkeen van ons moet antwoord. Each one of us needs to say, I'm hearing God calling me for something, to do something. En dis nie dat almal pastore moet wees, of almal moet preek, of almal moet... But you need to know who you are and how God is using you in everyday life. Daar's verskillende levels van bediening. Wel nie levels nie, verskillende areas van bediening. And you need to start thinking in this way. Start thinking that I'm on a mission, I'm on purpose, I'm not just living life, I'm intentional about living this life. And being intentional in all the areas, like you've got a ministry, the first ministry, die belangrikste bediening wat jy het op hierdie aarde. The first ministry that you have is your kids, is your family. You must minister to your family first. Dis die belangrikste. As ons daai ding mis, if you fail there, if you fail in your family, then you can't do anything else for God. So dis 'n bietjie kliphard. Maar dis die waarheid. As jy gaan kyk na die voorvereistes om 'n pastoor te wees, die voorvereistes om in kerkleierskap te wees. The requirements for church leadership, one of the big ones is, if your family is not under control, you are disqualified to be in church leadership. Because when Paul wrote that, he realized that if you fail there, you can't succeed here. And that needs to be our thinking. So our first area, most important area, is my direct environment. I need to be ministering here. The other areas that is your workplace. Daar waar jy werk, where God placed you, is not an accident. Een van my favorite stukke skrif is Handelinge 17. And Acts 17 says this, it says, God predestined, pre-planned exactly what time, what place you will live. He planned for you to be in Krugersdorp. He predestined it for you to be here. I want to go further. He predestined you to do the job that you do, to have the influence that you have for a reason. And then in Acts 17, he gives the reason. He says, so that the name of God will be proclaimed. So your work changes. It's not about getting a salary anymore. It's not about being productive or being successful anymore. It's about God wanting to use where God placed you so that His name would be glorified. Die derde area van bediening is kerk, is hierso, is in the body. Is that there are certain things that you have to live out as the body. Ons dinge wat jy moet doen hierso by die kerk. Nie een van daai areas is belangriker as die ander een nie. En baie keer kan ons dit doen, ons kan sê, ja, 'n pastoor het 'n groter bediening as Renée wat water aerobics doen en sy het baie keer meer impak in mense se lewens as wat ek het. Because her ministry just looks different. But she's realized that what she does is a ministry and God can use that. So, ek gaan die volgende slide, nee. Ons praat oor die 5 purposes. Let's say the 5 purposes of life, but also the 5 purposes of church. En ons het begin praat oor worship, en worship's in die middel, aanbidding is in die middel, want die ander 4 is eintlik aanbidding. That when we worship, or when we do these other things, discipleship, community, ministry, and evangelism, when we do these other things, it's a form of worship. So when we minister, so ek wil net gou dit define. Wat is hierdie idee van ministry? Wat is dit? Dis eintlik baie 'n eenvoudige principle. The principle is this: to love people. Ministry is to love people. And it looks different for all people. The way I love you is I tell you truth. That's one of the ways. The way the worship team loves you is to lead worship well, is to bless you with the songs we bring, to bless you and to encourage you and to love you with the gift God has given. Ander van julle se ministry is om net jouself te wees. That might be strange, but your personality is a gift, and to be who God created you to be is ministering to people. That certain people have a gift in their personality, that when they walk into a room, people feel loved, people feel connected, people feel belonging, that they belong somewhere. And your personality can be your ministry. En so wat ek vanoggend wil doen is ek wil net hê jy met jou manier van dink bietjie shift. Dat eintlik niks wat ons doen is 'n ongeluk nie. There's a whole bunch of other things that can be your ministry. Okay, voordat ek verder gaan. Die groot vers, die kernvers wat ons kerk opbou is Matthew 22 that says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul and mind, and then love your neighbor as you love yourself. En ons bou ons hele gemeente, ons visie, waantoe ons op pad is ons wil dit doen. We want to do that. We want to love God with everything. We want to put Jesus first, make him the Lord, love him with mind, body, soul, spirit, everything we can. We want to love God, but then we want to love people. And then we want to learn to love ourselves. Because what Jesus is saying here, if you can't love yourself, you can't love people. And so for us as a church, we want to really focus on those things. Focus on how do we love God better? How do we connect with God better?